Okay, y'all, welcome back to another video. This is D-Shell TV. If you did not already know, I'm D-Shell. Now you know. I'm straight into the video. Y'all can tell by the title. It's part 2 of me starting over my hair. Y'all can see that my hair is much shorter. Yeah, I'm just gonna be starting my locks. Y'all just gonna be sitting here looking at me go through that process. I was gonna wait for my sister to help me so I could part the back, but I had that type of time, so we're just gonna hop right into it. Let's get right into the video. So what's up, guys? Long time no voiceover, a long time really no video, but I did recently just upload a video. So if y'all haven't checked this out before this one, make sure you go watch that one, because that is part 1 to me starting over my locks. That is where I go and explain a little bit into detail why I started over my locks. If you wanted a greater detailed explanation, then you can also go check out my Instagram at dslocked-in, and I posted a reel where I explained deeper in the caption why I actually started my locks. Getting into this video, I started off before I even hopped on camera by parting the middle of my head where I want the front to begin and the back to essentially end, so that way I'm not going too over or too under where I wanted everything to start and begin. That's also just something I learned from my first journey and even my second journey, so I wanted to make sure I just do everything how I wanted it the first time. I can also say the patience that I had this time for this journey is definitely a lot different than any other time I started my locks. I feel like the first time I started my locks, I was still, of course, pretty new. I didn't know as much as I know now about myself, about my hair, about locks in general. So I was kind of just winging it for the most part. My second lock journey, I learned a lot more. I knew a lot more. So I did things better, but obviously not as I wanted because I'm restarting. So this time around, I just made sure to keep patience first and foremost with going forward to starting them, even when obviously now that I'm entered into this journey, just keeping patience as the number one thing. Usually, I think I find myself starting in like the middle of the day, oddly enough, and not finishing until like 11 o'clock. I think that's been that's something I've kept the same all throughout the 3 journeys. That's crazy enough, because I remember, if you actually go and watch my video of starting my second journey, which I'll link in the cards above, I'm pretty sure I said I finished at like 11 o'clock. And I think I finished this set around like 12 something. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I actually started these on the first of the year, like New Year's Day. I ended up starting them. I wanted to bring my New Year's in with my set. I wanted to do it earlier, I think, but I also didn't start taking out my locks till like end of December, so that just wasn't gonna happen. So I do plan to do like a little Q&A. I'll probably post something on my Instagram, and hopefully, now do not hold me to this, but I do have a TikTok account that I've had for a long time that I just don't use, and I want to try to get active on there. So I might post a Q&A, start doing videos and stuff on there, and come to YouTube and just answer a lot of questions. But the first one I do want to go ahead and address in this video is why I started with 2-strand twist again instead of any other method like the plaits or the coils. One, I think I addressed this in my second log journey. I do not know how to do coils. I have done finger coils, but finger coils and comb coils are two different things, and that just wasn't for me. I know, just based off of other people's journeys and what they've said about comb coils, it's just personally not the way for me to go, because I have a big problem with loose hairs not being in my lock, and I feel like a comb coil is the easiest way to miss hairs, you know, when you first wash your hair, for them just to come on loose, versus a twist, they're relatively gonna stay. Because I've had experience with two-strand twists, like even before I started locking my hair. When I was a natural, two-strand twist was something I did very often. So it's just something that I'm familiar with. This is also something I didn't show in this video, but even after I did each row, you can see that the video kind of skips around a little bit to go immediately to me starting the next row. And that's because after I did the row, I paused the video and I went back and I thoroughly looked through that row and made sure they were to my liking size wise. If not, I went and took out the ones that weren't how I like them, like these two that I'm actually doing right now. I went back through that whole row and redid it, because I feel like some of the ones that I first did were a little big or to the size that I liked, but the ones in the end were a lot smaller than I like. So I just evened out the row after I had finished those two, which goes back to something I was talking about in the beginning, having patience during this journey. You definitely need it, because I definitely want to set a strong foundation and not have to start over again, because that is not something that I necessarily like. I don't like starting over. I would prefer to just keep going, but I'm also going to get things how I want to get them. So I wanted to insert like some pictures of the of the part size that I was actually going for, but I think I'll still have them on my phone. If I do, I'll insert them here. And I think for the most part I stayed around that size, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Some of them may be a little bigger. I don't think I did any like smaller. Like I think I stayed away from too small and too big, but for the most part I think they're around a good size. I really like them, but I will have another video probably coming out of me going through my locks before like my first month lock anniversary, and basically just making sure they all look how I want them to. Actually, I'll probably be doing this in the next few days, because it's already the 4th and I don't want to wait too long, because I'm also about to be back in school. So I'll probably do that in the next few days. You guys probably won't see it till I'm like almost 1 month log, because I just can't upload that consistently then just like leave y'all high and dry. Also, as far as the parting size, I think right now I'm on like the 4th row. I don't know, but I think some of those were like, once I got to the middle of my head, they just looked a little long, and those kind of, I don't want to say worried me, but I don't know. Like I said, when I go through and do that video about me going through all of my locks, y'all will see then whether I go back and change them or I just decide to leave them be. If anyone has started over their locks before and wants to talk about their experience, whether it be personal, like outward social experience, if you went to a loctician, if you decided to change it up and do it by yourself, like what was your experience? Drop that below in the comments. as I stated before, when this video does get uploaded, make sure y'all go check Instagram and TikTok. I know for sure Instagram, because the day that this goes up, and it may potentially be before, just because I don't want to wait that long, but by the time this goes up, I will have an Instagram post already out stating that I have restarted my journey, and I'll have pictures. And yeah, it's probably just gonna be a post. It's probably not gonna be a reel. If I decide to do a reel, I'm not gonna do a reel. I'm just gonna post on TikTok, because that's just too much. That's just too much. But y'all will see by the time y'all even hear me talk about this. So I know y'all be probably getting on me in these comments every time I be restarting my hair or doing some type of style or retwist. Like, why does every time she gets to the front, she only show us one? Bruh, first of all, I forgot to press record. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I be taking it out, taking that same twist out, and then redoing it for y'all. That's the only reason y'all are seeing this twist. So this is about to be the official end of this video. Anything I need to say, I better voice over in this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring, and over here we care a lot. Stay blessed and unstressed, and I'm out.